Hello everyone, BigDosses here and welcome to another video. In this video we're gonna look at a Halls of Atonement I played earlier as a Beast Mastery Hunter again. You guys voted on a poll of mine and you guys voted for BM Hunter. And so that is why I'm actually playing this class again since quite a long time, to be honest. I've had a lot of fun with playing Paladin, Survival Hunter, of course. Survival Hunter is really fun, but it was really nice to start playing BM again a little bit. I started my channel off, of course, as a Beast Mastery Hunter only, and now I'm just picking up some other stuff as well. There I, for example, show how not to avoid something, because why walk through it when you can just backpedal backwards. But yeah, this is a prime example on the state of Beast Mastery, which it is currently in, is we are doing a massive pool and we just crest over 20k overall DPS there, while the monk is doing like 64k at the end of the pool. But that doesn't matter because we're slowly going to climb up a little bit. We're definitely not going to be the best, but yeah. And I have to say, I have not been playing BM for a lot these last couple of weeks, so I'm also just not on point with everything as well. Here what I should be doing, and I think we all should be doing, is focus the inspired mob a little bit more. But luckily we have a Bloody Gay, and Bloody Gays currently are, I think, the strongest tanks in the game. So yeah, they are being played at the highest key level at least, so we're fine on that one. And this is also actually a capable Bloody Gay as well. So if this is something that you like, this video, then consider leaving a like and subscribe to my channel. If you have feedback for me on things that I should improve, things that I should do differently, let me know, because it is all greatly appreciated. So on to the next pool. I see that we're gonna do a bit of a bigger pool, so I decided to pull the Loyal Stoneborn, because I am playing Venthyr in this dungeon. We needed a Venthyr, and yeah, Venthyr BM is really fun to play. So I decided to just go with that. So that's why I am currently playing it. Always try and use your kicks when you have it available. That curse ability, what the mob was doing, and it is mob week, so those curses actually do hit quite a lot. Try and kick those. If you do not have a healer that can dispel them. There the monk kicked the curse as well. I decided to use my stun because we have that at our disposal, of course, as well. Now we're going to the Shard of Halkias. On the Shard of Halkias, do your Venthyr Covenant ability, because that mob will live the longest and therefore makes it mostly worth your while. And let's count, because this was the first time my pet died. And you will see throughout this entire dungeon, it happens quite a lot that my pet actually dies, and I do not know why. This tank is grabbing threat right off the bat. I don't know why my mobs or my pets are getting blasted all the time. So here for my Venthyr arrow, I'm looking for the Shard of Halkias again, and because I'm ticking down thanks to the trash ability, which hits quite hard, I'm using a health pot as well to just make sure that I dodge that. So yeah, but guys, if you like this and you want to see me live stream, by the time this video releases, about 2 hours later, I will live stream. I'm going to try and live stream every Monday evening at around 7:30 European Standard Time. Is it called like that? EST, I think. I don't know. But about an hour and a half, 2 hours after the release of the video, because I still try and upload once a week on Monday as well. This is because Wednesday is the reset, and it gives me some time during the weekend and during the week to play some dungeons, clear a key, and still make a relevant video. Although for the guys of you who are watching from America, it is not so relevant, of course. Here I'm not paying really great attention. I assume we're gonna do the standard route, but our tank is not coming, and this is a bit of a time waste, because yeah, I should have just went there. What the tank could have done, it is my fault. Let's put that first. It is my fault. I should have just looked at where the tank was going. But what the tank could have done was at least just call out, you know, guys, either share the route beforehand, although not everyone looks at that, or if you're not sharing the route beforehand, at least say by the previous pool, like, guys, we're gonna jump down soon. That way people know, and things might go a little bit smoother. But let's be fair, I should have just looked at the minimap and not made that mistake. So here I'm throwing down a binding shot to try and help the tank guide, but this tank is not moving. He's dealing insane amount of DPS. I don't know why Blood Decay is currently damaging so incredibly hard, but this guy is absolutely a monster on that front. So yeah. With Barb Shot, try and of course still apply your Barb Shot to different targets, because we want that bleed rolling on as many targets as we possibly can. That way we just increase our overall damage as well. Loyal Beast, make sure to stun it. We don't want the Gargants to enlarge, and if they enlarge, which can happen if you miss your stun, or maybe you use your stun earlier and it's off cooldown and your party is not using theirs, because let's be frank, a lot of time it happens that your party is not actually using those things. But if that is the case, then try and use your tranquilizing shot to remove that stuff as well. So here we're doing Deadpool. I'm instantly getting the Gargoyle to help us out with this pull. You might want it with the Shard of Halkias, because it is usually quite a difficult pull, but someone pulled it, and yeah, you're not gonna let it stand there and will on your party, so yeah. Now we get and I don't know if his is actually the best for BM. I get the feeling that maybe Vi is actually better, but I'm not entirely sure about that. So here, this is a bit of an awkward situation. As you will see shortly, I make a mistake, and well, I'm pre-made currently with the healer, so he let me die here. It's sad, I died, but it's not really his fault, or well, we later checked the deadlogs. He didn't heal me for 10 seconds, so let's all be fair. Let's just flame the guy. It's fine. But no, all kidding aside, I should have used my Lockstone there. I should have used my Exhilaration, or actually Turtles. One of those three things would have helped me survive there. So it was all my fault. I should have just used those abilities to keep myself up. But yeah, it sets me back a little bit on damage, but it's fine. We're still clearing this guy nice and easy. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I should have also Hunter's Marked this guy, and I should have used Feign Death, because I have 2 conduits, which reduces the damage by, I think, if I use those 2 in conjunction with each other, I think it's about 20% damage reduction or so. So I could have reduced the damage by an incredible amount, and I did not actually do that. So what I'm doing here is, again, spreading my Barb Shot around, making sure that it's running on all the targets. That way that bleed is rolling, and it deals the most amount of damage. So that is actually quite nice. For talent wise, in this run we are rolling with, I forgot the name, sorry about it, but where if you are in Bestial Wrath, in the last row, if you are in Bestial Wrath, when you use your Barb Shot, then you will gain a free, no, not Barb Shot, when you use a Cobra Shot, then you will gain a free kill command, and those 2 combined. And now we're going on to the boss fight. We run with 2 nice loyal Stoneborns, and this is where we actually start to do damage. And I think this is the part where you, as a BM, actually feel quite strong. As you can see right now, I'm almost doing 40k DPS right there, and we're not really stopping at the moment. And this is, of course, we are Venthyr, and our loyal Stoneborns deal a lot of damage, but we have the force set, and that makes it even stronger as well. So on single target, BM is really good to bring with you, and this is mob week, so here it's you are not so long in single target situations as in boss week, of course. But yeah, and because we pulled those two on the side, I had time to grab this one and bring this one in as well, making it even better for this pool to last longer and gain some more damage on that front as well. So this is actually really nice. And as you can see, Halkias dies very quickly. Venthyr as well is also quite a nice covenant to have, to be honest, on single target, which you have a lot of kill shots. On the other hand, though, how do you say that? English. The Night Fae Covenant legendary, where your Wild Spirits double proc when there are 4 or less targets, also is very strong in single target. So yeah. The patrolling was a little bit awkward, otherwise we would have had the Stoneborn for this pool as well. But yeah, it is what it is. We don't want to pull the patrol as well. And here we are going for woe. And we try to spread around our barb shot again as much as we possibly can. Use a lock stone and a health pot to stay alive, and remove some of the Grievous stacks as well. Because yeah, for our healer, it is quite difficult with Grievous, especially we as hunters, we can't really remove Grievous from ourselves all that much. So if you have a lot of Grievous stacks, try and use maybe a health potion to just get a little bit of the Grievous stacks off. But if you guys are still watching this and you like what you're seeing, then consider leaving a like and subscribe to my channel. Sorry about that. Here I always remove my pets. It is very simple. Just remove them, otherwise they will probably pull, and if they do not, then well, you are lucky. For me, it's usually that they pull. Now we have lost on Echelon. This fight is quite a nice fight to do, if you ask me. I really like it. And what you really hope for as a BM hunter, especially, or as Venthyr, is that you have a kill command proc, so the bleed spreads to all the little mobs as well, so you can deal quite a significant amount of damage there. But yeah. And now we just keep on bursting him. And as you can see in the bottom right corner in our DPS meters, on single target we can actually stay relative in comparison to, well, our meta spec, of course, Warlocks, because Warlocks are just simply crazy right now. Same as Survival Hunters, of course, but we are not running with Survival here. And Windwalker Monks are, of course, gods in AoE. I don't know how they are in single target. This guy seems to be doing fairly well. So, yeah. It depends on the player as well. Try and kill those little ads off a bit. It is it's important to make sure that that happens. And as you can see during the pool, the longer this pool goes, the more the Warlock starts to drop, and the more we are starting to climb in our damage and stay relative. Sorry about that. So yeah, Echelon down. So far, so good. And yeah, our overall it's not the same as when I, for example, play how do you say that, Survival Hunter. When I play Survival Hunter, the damage pattern is a lot bigger, or the numbers are a lot bigger. The AoE is just simply a lot stronger. But I find Beast Mastery really fun to play, as well as just also a little bit relaxing. It's a more do you say alt? No, not alt friendly, like a beginner friendly spec. It's not that complicated. It's quite easy to play around or learn the mechanics of, and it's just also a lot of fun. So yeah, it's definitely a spec that I would suggest playing for newer players as well. Now we're gonna combine this. I find this a little bit tricky, if I'm honest, because you have 2 inspired, and one of those inspired does that collect sin, where all those animated sins are being spawned. Here again, my pet dies for some reason. I don't know why, but it is dead. I faint that there, and I use my turtle because I had the debuff on me, and I didn't have the feeling that it would be dispelled quick enough. So I decided to use my defensive there to try and stay alive. Luckily the healer was on top of it, and he dispelled me right in time. There, I don't know if you guys saw it, the Dudley Trust. Luckily as BM we don't have to worry about it because we are staying out of melee range. But it is an ability which, if you also swap to survival a lot, it can really fuck you up because it damages you quite a lot. Now, what I do when I tank this dungeon is the same route, more or less. But also always try and get Vi here, because you just want to get in the next phase and get Vi here. That way you can start cleaving them down, and you have the extra haste buff as well, which will give you like a mini bloodlust in this dungeon, and give you cooldown reduction from your so that's quite nice. And there we go. Make sure to stand near an urn, that way it's just a little bit easier. And as you can see, the other guys actually did a lot more damage than me on AoE, and now we need to catch back up with them, even though we are using the double Stoneborn as well. It is just crazy how much AoE damage those other guys are doing. But yeah, we will slowly catch up by them. And that is the difference between a meta spec, of course, and a non-meta spec. Try and kick the volley. It's important. It's a really annoying ability which damages a lot, so try and kick that. And that was this boss already. Went down quite quickly. I think if this was boss week and we did it like maybe 1 or 2 minutes later, then I would have caught up with the Warlock. But yeah, this room, if you guys are still watching this, how do you guys play this room? Because I have no clue on how to play this room properly. There are groups where everyone just stacks and just waits until the mini boss collects all those tormented souls, heals him up a couple of times, and then just starts cleaving off all the envies. Or do you walk into the room? My pet died again. It's 3 times already this dungeon. Or do you walk in and just clear section by section? I have not found a way to make this room easy in any way, shape or form. Everyone plays it differently, so yeah. Now it's fairly easy, because now we just only have envies, so we use the binding shot to group them up nice and quickly, and now it's just easy pickings and yeah, cleave them down. There we go. And Vi here is, I think, very annoying, because Vi just jumps around. And because you are all standing in the middle corridor, you almost always have to be careful that you don't get into the line and get shot down. But yeah. And the Wicked Bolt, try and kick it. Especially this Inquisitor on Mob Week is just a lot stronger. So if you have a kick, use it, and try and prevent him from ever really casting that Wicked Bolt on any of the party members. that is really something that I found out while leveling or playing my paladin, needing to gear it up again, is that people, especially on lower keys, but even on a little bit higher keys around 20, sometimes just do not use their stuns, traps, interrupts properly. And if you can, then by all means, please do it. Please use it a lot, because yeah, it makes the run so much easier if people do it. And now we are already onto the last boss. This run was quite smooth, quite easy, and although I made a little bit a few mistakes at the beginning, at the end it went fairly well. What helps out a lot is we have a Blood Decay who deals a tremendous amount of damage, as you can see, and we have a Resto Shaman who also deals quite a lot of damage. So those things really do help. Here, always try and make sure that you stand in front of one of those lines so you can soak it if it needs to, or if you need to. So make sure that you do that. The DK and the Monk were both soaking too. I don't know how to do that properly. I tried that as a paladin a couple of times, but I don't really want to screw over the group as well. But yeah, it helps a lot if tank DPS and healer DPS is high as well. Now we go and make sure that we soak again. I used Hunter's Mark on this guy to reduce his damage, and here if I get like a soak on me, then I can use Feign Death as well to remove some of the damage, or even Turtle if I need to. But yeah, this was already Lord Chamberlain, because yeah, as you can see, he's going down very quickly. He's not really an issue to deal with as long as you make sure that you soak. And of course it's mob week, so bosses are never really that hard and difficult to play around. But that depends on if you're doing the mechanics right. So guys, if you watched it all the way to the end, then thank you so much. And if you have feedback for me on things that you think that I should have done differently, or things that I've done right, then put that in the comment section below and let me know, because I really want to grow this channel, and yeah, that would help me out tremendously. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.